You gotta punch. You gotta be punching. You can't be playing around. All the little cute shit Yarde be doing, it look good, but at light heavyweight, that's dangerous, bro. That's very dangerous. So,
take nothing away from David Benavidez. He's a probably future Hall of Famer. He's been a world champion for a long time for a reason, and yeah, nothing but respect.
He nailed him a couple right hands, coming, trying to come to him. But at the end of the day, once the Mexican monster got his engine going.
We've just seen one of the most intense power displays in recent boxing memory. But the real conversation isn't about who won. It's about a frightening moment in the fight that has fans and analysts talking nonstop. David Benavidez, often called the Mexican Monster, looked dominant against Anthony Yarde. He lived up to his reputation in terms of pressure and strength. But there was one brutal sequence that many people believe should have brought the fight to an immediate stop. Instead, it didn't, and that's what has everyone debating whether he got away with something that could have ended the match right then and there.
Right in on the inside for Benavidez, who's holding and hitting the referee's line with it apparently.
Oh, yeah, one hand straight, you punch with that one hand. I love the fact that the referee let him do that.
We're talking about an 18-punch barrage that many believe crossed the line from aggressive boxing into something more dangerous. According to critics, it wasn't just rough, it appeared to go against some of the sport's most basic safety standards, and it wasn't only social media reacting. Veteran boxing analyst and trainer Teddy Atlas reviewed the footage and said this wasn't just another missed call or minor rule break. He compared the situation to a tragic moment in boxing history from 1962, when referee inaction played a role in a fighter later losing his life. In his view, the concern wasn't about drama or online outrage, it was about how easily history can repeat itself when safety rules aren't enforced in the moment.
That Yarde is older, he's got miles on his odometer.
Yeah, 34 years.
And that Benavidez would, youth would be served. That was part of it. Also, Yarde's a good puncher, and he can be dangerous. But he stepped up to that next level twice in his career, and he came up short. Twice. With, of course, the great Benavidez and with Sergey Kovalev years before that. So, both times when he stepped up, he just wasn't able to get over the hump. He wasn't able to get and be successful at that next level. I was a little bit nervous the first 4 rounds, and I said this in my report, in the write-up, that I thought Benavidez would get to him, but I thought that the strength of Benavidez, the thing that we love about Benavidez, he's TV friendly, He's a go-get-you guy eventually, once he gets his engine going. But the thing that is one of his greatest strengths could be one of the things that can be dangerous sometimes.
Let's go back to the 4th round, where the controversy really started. Benavidez had Yarde backed up against the ropes, the worst place to be when you're facing someone with that much pressure and stamina. But the issue isn't just what he did. It's how he did it. Instead of simply throwing punches, Benavidez stretched out his left arm not to strike, but to control. He appeared to hold Yarde's head and right side, limiting his movement. With Yarde unable to fully defend or escape, Benavidez then fired off a long series of punches with his other hand. It wasn't a quick exchange. It was a sustained sequence where Yarde had very little room to react. For many watching, it stopped looking like clean boxing and started raising serious safety concerns. This is where the referee comes in. The rules are clear, you cannot hold your opponent and punch at the same time. It's considered dangerous because it stops the other fighter from protecting themselves properly, but despite standing only a few steps away, the referee didn't step in. There was no warning. No break in the action. The sequence played out without any interruption, and that's what has fans, analysts, and former fighters questioning how it was allowed to go on unchecked.
The next round he went. The only crazy thing was with the referee and, stepping in there at whatever point that was, with the 2-point deduction, which I still don't understand. But maybe if I watched it again, I would get an explanation. But you gotta love Benavidez. You just gotta love the way he goes about his business. He's fun to watch. I love him and his father, the way they conduct themselves, the way they carry themselves. And,
I said this before this fight. I said Benavidez is going to have that performance that gets him right back where everybody was just simply loving the dude. This is before he became the monster. Mm-hmm. And everybody was truly loving everything that Benavidez was bringing. And I really did feel like he brought out that David Benavidez on fight night.
Some people are pushing back, saying Yarde was actually the one who started it. claiming he grabbed onto Benavidez first, which forced Benavidez to punch his way free. But this is where veteran boxing analyst Teddy Atlas stepped in, and he didn't soften his words. Atlas didn't just label it a foul. He called it dangerous, and when someone like Teddy Atlas, a man who trained and cornered Mike Tyson, uses a word like that, people pay attention. In his breakdown, Atlas went even further. He compared the moment to one of the darkest chapters in boxing history, the 1962 fight between Emil Griffith and Benny "Kid" Parrott. In that match, Parrott was trapped near the ropes and took a long series of unanswered punches while the referee failed to stop it in time. He later collapsed and tragically died days after the fight. That moment reshaped how the sport looks at fighter safety, referee responsibility, and when a fight must be stopped. Atlas wasn't saying the situations were identical, but he was warning that when rules about holding, clinching, and stepping in are ignored, the consequences can be severe. His message wasn't about drama or sides. It was about protecting fighters before history repeats itself.
And he picked spots on the outside with right hands. He did a good job. He landed a beautiful left hook. But the thing was, his offense is to put punches together. To kind of bring almost a tsunami. What is it? A tidal wave of punches. That's what he does. And when he brought that tidal wave, it was too much for the experienced but older Yarde. And the reason why Yarde. And the reason why I picked him to knock him out in the round that I did was the round before that. To me, I recognize this. When I see this in fighters in this kind of situation, it's desperation. It's last gasp. He's taking
You said this could be the last stand.
Yeah, this is a last stand.
Yeah.
He's taking a last stand, the last gasp, and he's coming forward now. And if it don't work,
he's in trouble.
He's got a bad problem.
Atlas highlighted that the sequence between Benavidez and Yarde carried the same chilling pattern as past tragedies: a fighter trapped and vulnerable, an opponent relentlessly attacking, and a referee seemingly failing to step in. He said he felt genuine relief that this fight didn't end in disaster. Atlas stressed that the referee was in the perfect position to see Benavidez using his hand to control Yarde's head, yet still did nothing to stop it. That lack of intervention has left many questioning Benavidez's approach. Is the Mexican monster being given leeway to push the rules simply because his style excites fans?